Welcome to your all-new Range Rover. This here is going to be an in-depth tutorial on how to use your infotainment screen and additional features throughout the vehicle. Let's start by pairing up your cell phone. You're simply going to select Connect Phone, and then from there you're going to navigate to the Bluetooth settings in your phone. Depending on your phone, you're going to scroll down to Other Devices until you find Pivi with the code listed on the screen. Simply select it on your phone, make sure the codes match, and follow the prompts on your phone. It's going to ask if you want to sync your contacts, enable wireless Apple CarPlay, which we're going to do here. And after following the final prompts on your touchscreen display and your cell phone, you're going to find you connect to Apple CarPlay. If we hit the squares in the bottom left-hand corner, here you can find all your compatible applications, such as music. You can use alternative navigations like Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. This is wireless for the 23 model year on that have the Pivi Pro system. However, should you want to use onboard features such as navigation or the car's radio, hit the home button in the bottom left-hand corner of the touchscreen. And you can see here, we can toggle between audio sources. So if we go into Sirius XM, then select the tab, here you're going to find you can scroll right across the screen to find one of your favorite stations. Once you find a favorite, you can simply select it and then save it to your favorites by pressing the star. You can also start the song over. And once you do so, you can get back to regular radio by pressing live. Say you want to adjust the bass, treble, subwoofer, and audio balance of the speakers. You can hit the settings cogwheel, simply go into audio, and here you can articulate those settings. Hit the X, and it'll bring you back to the last screen. You can also switch to other audio sources by pressing the green drop-down arrow and select either your phone or FM radio. And again, similar concepts. To save a favorite, simply press the star. Once you start saving some favorites, you can move over to your favorites tab where you can find them. You can also unfavorite by pressing the star again. If we hit the player tab here, you can use the arrows in between the frequencies to jump sequentially to the next station on that bandwidth. Another handy feature about the radio search functionality, for example, if we go into Browse under Sirius XM, you can sort by music and genre of music, and it's going to list all the stations associated with that genre right there on the touchscreen. If you go back into Browse, you'll notice a keypad in the top right-hand corner where you can directly tune to a favorite station. You can also sort by related. So if you find a station you like and you'd like to know more stations related to that kind of content, you can press that related button and it's going to sort them. This is a great way to find new stations you otherwise wouldn't have known about. Home button to get us back to our home screen here. Now, should you not want to use the Apple CarPlay navigation or Android Auto navigation, you can use Land Rover's onboard navigation, which is really fantastic. You can search for an address, and it's predictive in nature, so it's going to sort intuitively. You can simply hit go once you find the one you're looking for. However, if you press it, you have a few options here. You can save it by pressing the star. You can save it as home or work. And once you do so, you can go into your favorites and select it. You can also add a waypoint. Simply hit add waypoint. And say you're going on a journey and you want to stop for food somewhere on the way. You can find something that appetizes you, select it, and add it as the waypoint. It'll bring you there first before bringing you to that original destination inputted. You can add multiple waypoints along the journey. Once you know where you're going and you want to cancel it out, you can simply hit end. If we go into the settings cogwheel here, there's some additional navigation features that we can explore, such as your map. Okay. We can go into default map and select satellite. And what this will do is load up a detailed view of your surroundings. To ensure that your satellite map actually functions properly, let's go back into settings. We're going to go into all. Depending where you are, you want to navigate to connectivity and make sure mobile data is on. You're also going to want to make sure Wi-Fi is off. Wi-Fi connects to an external Wi-Fi source, such as your phone's hotspot or your in-home Wi-Fi. If connected to one of those devices, it's going to override the mobile data. Hotspot, should your vehicle be equipped with it, is going to be the vehicle's Wi-Fi hotspot, in which you can tether alternative devices to it, such as iPads or tablets, laptops, etc. You can also search for point of interest, as we did when adding a waypoint, but there's an array of different ones to choose from. If you go into the city and you want to find the closest parking garage to your destination, you can do so. You can also find shopping and additional points of interest, such as hotels, museums, your nearest service center. And it's always going to sort by your nearest Jaguar Land Rover retailer. And to wrap up here on navigation, you can also pinch to zoom like you would on your smartphone. Same concepts. Home button always gets us back to our home screen. By default, navigation, phone, and media are set up as your three main tiles. However, if we swipe across, you can find additional submenus such as slope assist, compass, wheel info, weight sensing, and eco data. Should you want to customize what you see, if we swipe all the way to the right, you'll notice before we get there, we have a shortcut menu, where if we go through these, they have your driver mode initially set to comfort, but it also has automatic terrain response, grass, gravel, snow, sand, mud, ruts, and waiting. You have a shortcut for the automatic start-stop feature, max AC, and your climate seats. However, let's swipe over a little further till we find the pencil. And here is where you can arrange those tiles in any way you'd like, or add additional content to sub it out. To drop content out, simply select it. To add new content, select it, and then press and hold, and you can drag across to reorganize your tiles. Now when we go back, here we'll find the weather that we just added. And it's going to load based on geographical information. And also, if you were curious to know what the weather was for the inputted destination in your navigation, once you input a destination, you can hit destination there, and it's going to show you what the weather looks like there. You have an hourly forecast as well as a 5-day. Now, on the margins of the touchscreen on your Range Rover Pivi Pro system, you're going to find some additional buttons that no matter what submenu you're in, they're going to remain. These are shortcuts, so if you want to articulate the temperature, you can simply drag the temperature down on either side or up. However, if we go into temperature, here we're going to find the ability to sync both the left and right side. Now, when you press your temperature up or down on the driver's side, it's going to dictate the temperature for the whole vehicle. Here you can also access your heated seats. And we have your fan speed control right here. You can also turn on your cooled seats as well. And if we hit the icon above the fan speed, this is going to let you select where you want the fan blowing, whether you want it blowing at your face, at the floor, or any combination of that. You can also have control of the rear climate, lock or unlock the rear controls. And here you can control the airflow or how much or little is coming out of the vents by using the arrows to control that. On the air quality screen, here you can see the quality of air inside the vehicle, and you have the ability to turn on the advanced ionization inside the vehicle. And this here is a graph that shows you how good the quality of air you're breathing is. If we hit the home button and go into the 4-square menu in the bottom left-hand corner, you can set up a deep cleaning of the cabin as well. And you can schedule that at a time that you'd like. But to get back to the margins of the screen, okay, you have a mode button here. This gives you access to your terrain response system, allows you to shut auto brake hold off, auto start stop, and adjust your ride height accordingly. Here you also have the ability to put the vehicle in low range. To do so, you put the vehicle in neutral and select low range. We'll get into the driver assistance features a little later on down the road. On the right-hand margin here, we have volume up and volume down. And if you press this camera icon, this is going to pull up the standard surround camera system, where you can zoom around by using the arrows to see how close you are to objects on the side of you. You can also access individual cameras by pressing the black dots closest to the vehicle. When you put the vehicle in reverse, the backup camera automatically comes on and you'll see this logo appear. If you press that, it will wash the backup camera. Here you have your automatic park assist, the ability to both park and park exit. Additional features can be found in the 4-square menu in the bottom left-hand corner. Some of these icons are things we've already gone over, but some of the things we haven't is if we hit this dynamic tab here, you can select, when in dynamic mode, a customizable setup for engine dynamics, steering dynamics, the way the vehicle shifts, and the stiffness of the suspension, and you can customize them. So should you like a stiffer suspension and a softer steering, you can do so. There's also a stopwatch in here. That will track lap times, and there's a G-force meter as well. Should your vehicle be equipped with deployable side steps, there's some options here. You can turn them on or shut them off. And if we select roof access, it'll keep the side step deployed on one side, allowing you to keep the door shut while standing on the deployable running board. Additional features include Alexa, in which you can set up inside the car using your Amazon Alexa account. This will allow you to control in-home features such as turning on your lights and anything you really use Alexa for. You can also connect accounts like Spotify. Another neat feature here is the cabin lighting. You can select from an array of different colors. You can also customize up to 2 colors happening at once by doing so just like that. Now, as we dive a little deeper into the settings menu, we have all of our settings here, but we also have a quick setting menu where you can adjust the brightness of the display, select auto brightness and auto theme, or if you like the dark theme all the time, you can have that too. There's another way to edit your home screen layout. Audio, which we've touched upon. But here's where we get into all settings. Under vehicle, we have service information. It'll let you know your VIN number and when your next service is due. And then we can get into some of those driver assistance features. You have cruise and limiter controls, which you can toggle on or off. Parking aids, again, which you can toggle on or off. Collision avoidance, and you can customize some of these controls again by going into customize. We're going to pop back into settings here. Under safety and security, you can turn off the audible lock warning, so when you lock the vehicle with your key fob, you can get a audio feedback that the vehicle is locked in alarm, or you don't have to. 2-stage unlocking, you can turn that on or off. You can also turn on approach locking and unlocking, meaning when you approach the vehicle or leave the vehicle will either lock or unlock. You have your drive away locking speed. You can set that to 5, 10, or 20 miles per hour, simply off. You can turn on your automatic high beams from the exterior lights functions. There's a light delay, so when you get home and leave the vehicle, what this will allow you to do is change how long the lights stay on, or if you want them to stay on at all. Here's where you can articulate the height of the tailgate, how high it opens. Right now it's set to full, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Depending on how low you want the tailgate to remain when at full operation. And under convenience here, we have the global close and global open, automatic roof blind. Global close and global open will allow you to open the windows from your key fob or shut them. You can turn your mirror dip on reverse on or off. This feature here, automatic access height, I highly recommend setting to on. What this will do is when you exit the vehicle, it'll automatically be lowered down for you to make it easier to get in and out of the vehicle. And it will lower when you put the vehicle in park. Here's how you turn your rain sensing wipers on, or you can winter wiper park for when you're expecting snow. You can also choose whether you want the gear shift paddles active in sport only or in both drive and sport. Cabin lighting is the same submenu that we reached by going into the 4-square menu. And then units, miles per hour and kilometers. You also have a conventional cup holder with additional storage underneath and additional charging points. Here we have your natural voice recognition button. You can do an array of things, such as changing your temperature. Lower temperature to 60. You can also have it change things like the interior ambient lighting on the vehicle, input navigation directions. And if you press and hold the button, it'll access Siri or your Android Auto functionality. You'll notice this diamond button. When you press the diamond button and refer to the touchscreen interface, you're allowed to map up to 2 features to that button. For example, if you wanted to have it say shut off your automatic start-stop, you could do so. And say for the second feature, under long press, you wanted to do something like mute your radio. Now, whenever you press this button, it will perform that function. This button here is a shortcut to get into your driver assistance settings that we've already gone over. But press and hold it, refer to your touchscreen, and it'll bring that submenu right up. In respect to your paddle shifters, right is gear up and left is gear down. On the driver door panel and passenger side, including the rear, you have your major seat articulations. But you'll notice whenever you move your seat and refer to the touchscreen, this screen here is going to pop up. Here's where you can get into those finer adjustments, such as your shoulders, bolsters, headrest, and the seat pan itself. You can then use the arrows to dictate that. You can also go into your climate settings and hit the seat icon to find those same adjustments. And should your vehicle be equipped with massage function, you can access that there, change the intensity of the massage, and even the program of it. This vehicle is equipped with a third row, and you can also turn those functions on from the front as well. If we go into the More tab, you can unfold the seats or fold them, drop the headrests, or put the passenger seat in chauffeur mode. By doing so, this is going to give the rear occupant behind the passenger seat optimal legroom. You can reset the seat by pressing reset. If we press the circle button here on the steering wheel, depending on how you have your instrument cluster set up, you're going to see a panel pop up. We can go into display layout and change the total view of the instrument cluster to a more traditional view. And you can also change the content by going into info panel, putting the map there. Now, should you want your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto map to show up in the middle as opposed to the Land Rover navigation, we've got to refer to our touchscreen interface here, press the drop-down arrow, and select your phone. And that will then put your Apple CarPlay map in the middle. To go back, just select Pivi Pro Navigation. Back to the seat functionality. To save a setting, press M, let it go, it'll blink, and select 1, 2, or 3, and you'll get an audible chime for the driver's side only. Passenger can also save up to 3 settings, but you won't hear that audible chime. To recall a setting, simply press 1, 2, or 3. This will also save the steering wheel adjustments, which can be fine-tuned on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, and the mirror functionality. Simply press the left mirror icon, use the joystick. Same for the right-hand side. You can also fold the mirrors in or unfold them. This here is for your child locks and windows. And this button here is an easy access button. So say you're not putting the vehicle in park, but you're letting a guest in or out, you can press this button, which will allow you to lower the vehicle. And of course, standardized window switches here. And up against the firewall, you have your trunk release, which you can open and close the trunk from. Transitioning to your top panel here, you have your sunshade, automatic sunblind, and your sunroof open or close. Optimized roadside assistance button and emergency SOS with automatic crash detection. And you also have home link controls here to pair your garage door. The vehicle we're demonstrating today is a long wheelbase, so you can see ample legroom in the back here. And there's some independent controls for climate functionality. You can see the little lock button illuminated. We did that prior through the touchscreen. You can also unlock it from the touchscreen, which will then free up the rear occupants to change their temperature themselves. This vehicle also has memory seating for the rear occupants and sunshade. I lowered the sunshade by simply pressing down on the window switch. And if I pull up till I meet resistance, it will then put the sunshade up. You can also adjust the reading lights back here, mute the radio, or close the sunblind. There is also a foldable rest with cup holders for the rear occupant. On the rear door, you'll notice some switches here. By pressing down on the down arrow, it's going to move the second row in such a way that'll allow access to the third row. Press the up arrow, the seat back. And if the third row does need more space, the second row occupant can move their seat adjuster till the desired legroom is found in the back. You can also put the third row up or down the back touch panel here, raise or lower the vehicle. This is especially handy if you're trying to line up a tow hitch, or by pressing the 4 button, it'll fold the seats down.